Hola y'all, welcome back to my channel. You are watching Shelly Flowers Reads and Writes, where I talk about all things related to reading and writing. I am your host, Michelle Flores, and today I have some really exciting news. I got another poem published. Yay! So this poem, it's interesting. I submitted it for publication like 2 years ago. It was supposed to be published 2 years ago. The literary press kind of went through some organizational changes and then finally decided to publish it a couple weeks ago. Funny thing is, this poem is actually in my chapbook, Gwentles from the Swamp, so it's not as if it's the first time that this poem is being published, but it is the first time it's being published in isolation. So I just wanted to bring attention to it. If you want to read it, go ahead and check it out. I will have the link for that in the description box down below. And this also helps fulfill one of the bonus challenges that I had for my Sealy Challenge bingo board that I made. So that particular challenge was, I've got my notes here because Lord knows my memory is terrible. That particular challenge was to post a video of yourself reading a poem. It could either be your poem or someone else's poem. So I've decided I'll go ahead and post a video of me reading my own poem. This poem is called Alone, and I also want to add trigger warnings for anybody who has experienced loss due to cancer or has experienced any kind of brain surgery. If that is triggering for you, this poem might not be the best idea. Here's the poem, Alone. Her head is in my hands now, hair shaven, eyes closed, a yin and yang of skin and scar. Gently, I rub her velvet scalp, careful to avoid the fading sutures. She smiles, eyes still closed as she drifts off to sleep. Curious, I slowly brush my left finger across the C-shaped scar. Hair and thread poke my finger tip, and a sharp intake of breath tells me she's awake. Careful, she says. Sorry, Mom. Don't leave me. I'm not going anywhere. Her breathing slows. I lean in to kiss her cheek. She quickly pulls the sheet over her face. The shadows from the bedside lamp create a forest in which I find myself lost. So this poem was challenging to write. I wrote it when I was about 21 years old. So my mother would have been in the thick of her brain cancer treatments, and I was bopping a lot back and forth between New York and Miami because I was going to grad school, and that meant that the time that I did get to spend with my mom when I did come home, she was oftentimes recovering from brain cancer treatments or just not in the best place. And so I wrote this poem to capture that, because I think with any disease, you start off hoping that things are going to get better, that things are going to somehow not be true. Like the reality of the situation you hope is somehow going to change, and you start to realize that it's not going to change and things are not going to get better. And I think our culture doesn't really make space for that. We don't really make space for the idea that you are going to slowly lose someone, and that is just how life works sometimes. So I wanted to write this poem to really name that experience, and to name this experience of being someone who is technically an adult but still young, trying to find their way through the world without the person who is most important to them there to guide them. My upcoming chapbook, Memoria, is about that. You see some of those poems in Gwentles from the Swamp, but not nearly as much as Memoria. And it's something that I think I've seen maybe 2 movies kind of accurately portray it. The first one is Stepmom, which if you're a 90s or 80s baby, you've probably seen that movie. So if you want to check that out, it is hard because there's a lot that movie got right. Even though it's kind of touted as like really cheesy and schmaltzy. I think yes it is, but also that's kind of what it's like. And there's another movie called 50-50 with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who was indie boy husband for a lot of people for a while there. And that book, or that movie definitely got it right. I have never seen a movie that got the experience of both being someone with an illness, but also being the friend or the family member of someone with an illness. I've never seen a movie get it that right before. So check those out if you need some catharsis. And just know that I am always here if you are in need of someone to talk to about those kinds of things. So it feels kind of weird to close out this video now, but close it I shall. I post videos every Wednesday and Sunday, sometimes Friday. You can find me on all social media platforms as @ShellyFlowers. I, like I said before, have a couple books for sale, so if you're interested in those, check out the links down below. Be well, guys. Take care of each other. Be kind. It's so easy to go into anger and frustration in these times, but kindness is a radical act. Joy is a radical act. Love is a radical act. So be mindful of that, because you never know what the people around you are going through. All right. Ciao, y'all.